I'm Frank Andorka, Editorial Director of Pest Management Professional Magazine, and I'm here with Michael Weisburger. For those of you who don't know, the Weisburger family has a long and storied history in the pest management industry. Michael's been out of the industry for the last couple of years, but he's coming back in with a new venture, and I wanted to bring him here to talk about it. Michael, welcome.
Good to see you, Frank. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. Can you remind our audience how long it's been since you've been in the industry and what you've been doing since then?
I was 43 when I sold our family firm, and 46 when my contract ran out with the company that I was working for. And I guess I thought all along, actually, that it was a perfect time when I decided to step back. And I also had in the back of my mind that there might be a perfect time at some point to get back in. I felt strongly that my 25 years of experience, as well as the 75 plus years that my family had been serving this industry, would serve me well again sometime in the future.
Did you miss the industry while you were out of it?
You bet. You know, I felt like having grown up in the business, all I ever wanted to do was actually do what my father did. And I told a lot of people that story, that it was important to me to be with my father. He was my coach. He was my scoutmaster. And when I finally got to go into business with him, it was really the best opportunity I've ever had in my life. And actually, I speak to my father still almost every day, and he's inspired me actually to pursue this new venture. And he's been a great sounding board actually to bounce ideas off. And he's a great guy, as many people know.
He is. And a PMP Hall of Famer, I'd like to point out. Tell me about your latest venture and what exactly it's going to entail.
Well, I've found some people like myself who have a background in providing insurance to niche industries, and but they have a different approach which matches up with mine perfectly, and that's using technology in a way where you can still have the high touch that I was born and bred with, along with being able to have economies of scale in terms of the amount of paper, if any, that's needed to do business, and the way communications are done between people, the type of access that we have from our insurance brokers and from the PCOs. All of that, we're hopefully going to take a huge leap forward to what many young people see every day in their lives, but many people in our industry haven't seen yet.
And so what made you decide to come back now, and what are you coming back to do?
Well, needless to say that the environment over the past 2 years, the economy has changed dramatically, and there's something to be said in every business that if you can come in with a clean slate, you have, I think, a distinct advantage over companies that are weighed down with old problems and old challenges. And so, in my opinion, we're coming into this now at a time when we can do things differently. We want to show the industry some different ways of doing insurance work, and I'm personally and professionally excited to team up with some people who are equally into the technological end of doing business. And having 3 children in their teens, one being 20, you start to see a lot how business is being done today. So
talk to me how you're going to use use the internet and the technology to bring down those costs that traditionally are associated with the services you'll provide.
Less paper, simple options, faster turnaround time, and an interface with the people that do business with us that is rock solid, that is not burdened with inefficiencies. And amongst other things, we'll be an insurance provider, just as I was in my former life. And the name of our company is Planet PCO, www.planetpco.com. And I'm the president of the company. And we're going to have a different approach to providing insurance with the end user in mind more than anything else. I'm going to spend an inordinate amount of my time speaking with PCOs, speaking with suppliers, speaking with other insurance people to get their feedback on what's needed in the way of insurance and how these guys want to do business going forward. Because I see that there's a way now to do business where we can get economies of scale using technology and pass those savings immediately down to the policyholder. And everyone is under stress now to reduce expenses. I want to come back and help the industry in a different way than we were able to do for all those years.
Sure. What size PMP are you talking about targeting with your new venture?
Our emphasis is going to be on the small to medium-sized PCO, and I think I understand this right, that probably 95% of the industry is between 1 and 50 employees. And so in my mind, I have the 1 to 50 person company being our target. That being said, we're going to strategically start our business in just a couple of states, get the word out that we're doing this, and once we get traction in a couple of states where we think we have a good opportunity, we're going to expand as we go.
So what states are you planning on operating in?
At the moment, we're going to focus on a few states, probably on the eastern seaboard, where there are a lot of bugs, we know, and get traction. We're choosing states where we think we can have an immediate impact. And as I am surveying the industry to get feedback, we'll then start rolling out more and more states, and because we want to make sure we get it right.
What kinds of technology are you looking to use to help provide your services more effectively and more cost-effectively?
Well, of course, we're going to use the internet, because the internet is where a lot of the activity is. What we want to do is focus our marketing, our processing, and our customer service to a point using technology where we can more effectively price what we're selling, so that we want to pass those savings immediately down to the policyholder. At the same time, what I was taught by my father, and probably what my father was taught by my grandfather, was you have to be out in the field. And I can't wait to start going to meetings again. That's what we're about, and that's how we made our name in the business. I want to bring the hub back to the industry.
One of the things that you and I sort of talked about beforehand was the sense that you were talking to PMPs and figuring out exactly what they needed to help their businesses run more effectively. Can you give me a sense of what you're hearing back from the PMPs that you're talking to?
They want prompt response. They don't want a lot of red tape when they need something. If you're providing a quotation or figures to them or to their insurance broker, they'd most likely like the premium that you are providing them to be the final premium versus something in between. And I've become very sensitive to that, and I feel that's important. And hopefully we're going to be able to deliver on providing streamlined access to getting information, premiums, primarily through other insurance brokers. And at the moment, we don't have plans to go directly to the PCOs. But what we would expect is that through their brokers, through relationships that we have in the industry, that we're going to be do things in such a way that we're going to be the preferred provider to the industry.
So what other than the insurance, because you were talking a little bit about how you're insurance, but you're not just insurance, what other kind of business solutions are you going to be offering PMPs or information?
We want to provide insurance solutions for our policyholders. We want to provide tools that they can use in the field that they don't have now to help them run their businesses better. Someday, we'd like it for PCOs to bring up our website, www.planetpco.com, at the same time that they might be checking another website that is their top choice today. So insurance is the heart of what we're providing, but we intend to provide many, mostly free services to the people that do business with us.
Terrific. For our younger viewers who don't know what the name Weisburger has meant to the industry, why don't you give them a little bit of history on your family and what you've done?
Well, I've told this story many times, Frank, and I don't think it's changed a whole lot. In 1915, my great-grandfather, the way I've been told, was selling insurance from a horse and buggy. Well, he was also selling socks, I think. And around then, my grandfather went in business with him. And back in those days, it was common for a son to include his father's name in the business, and that's where they started BNDA Weisburger. In 1934, my grandfather had a friend in the business, in the pest control business in New York City, who insisted that he get him insurance. And my grandfather refused for a while, but sometime during that year, the same year that NPCA at the time was founded, my grandfather placed insurance for his friend in the pest control business. And the rest is history as it goes. In 1955, my father joined my grandfather, and in 1982, I joined my father. And I feel very strongly that was something that is very hard to duplicate, having a fourth generation business. And if I'm lucky enough and things go well with Planet PCO, I'd love to have the opportunity to work with my kids like I did with my father.
Perfect. You were talking about wanting to get out and get to more shows. Are we going to see you in Pest World in Las Vegas?
You'll definitely see me at Pest World. In terms of Planet PCO, you'll see us in one shape or form or another, but that's still under wraps.
Okay. Michael, it's a pleasure talking to you. Welcome back to the industry. We're
Thank you very much.
To hear you. I'm Frank Andorka. I'm the editorial director of Pest Management Professional Magazine. Until next time.